Is Goonism an international crime? It does not meet the threshold. Under Article 2245 of the Constitution, the command structure of the police is in the hands of the Inspector General of Police. He cannot be ordered by the President. He cannot be directed by anybody other than the DPP, pursuant to Article 157. The minister, that is the Minister for Interior, cannot order the Inspector General of Police. He can only advise on matters policy. And policy comes from the National Security Council. Therefore, anybody agitating for President William Ruto to go to the ICC needs to understand the law. Legally, the president has no responsibility. Morally and politically, everybody is going for President William Ruto. We have brought you the ICC Rome Statute. What offense qualifies to go there? Goons, nothing. 2, who can be taken there? The president will not be taken there. Any positioning to call for the ICC to come to Kenya is misplaced in law. It is premature. The threshold for Goonism to be admitted as an offense against humanity, against genocide, cannot be taken. Welcome to trending version of the Court Helicopter News. ICC, what does it mean? International Criminal Court. Where is it based? In The Hague, Netherlands. What do you remember about the ICC? 6 Kenyans were taken to the ICC. His Excellency retired President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. His Excellency then the Deputy President, today His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Free. That time, the Major General Mohammed Ali, who was the Commissioner of Police. Then there was a journalist, a colleague of Akina Vivian, called Arab Sang. Then there was a cabinet minister called Mr. Honorable Koskei. All these, and the former head of public civil service, Francis Mudaura. The 6 people have gone to the ICC. A 7th person is a senior lawyer, the late Gisharu. All these people were indicted and they were taken to the ICC. Did they succeed? Yes, all their cases collapsed. So today, the opposition has called for taking of William Ruto back to the ICC, taking of the Inspector General of Police back to the ICC. 4 questions come into effect. What offenses constitute offenses under the Rome Statute? There are only 4 offenses, so that you know whether Goonism falls under this class. The first offense under Article 5 is an offense called the crime of genocide. 2, crimes against humanity. 3, war crimes. And 4, crimes of aggression. All these are international crimes. Is Goonism an international crime? It does not meet the threshold. Although people will talk about it as a violation of human rights, ICC has only 4 offenses. Number 2, who can present this to the ICC? The ICC has a portal. there are 5 categories of people who can refer a matter to the ICC: the NGOs, the political parties. In this one, the opposition have a right to petition. There's a portal, they'll put that there. Then the chief prosecutor, remember we don't have the chief prosecutor, he was hounded out of office. The acting chief prosecutor will look at the threshold. What will he look at to ensure that these claims meet the standard? The first one, for Gachagua and the team, for the ICC to give them an ear, the ICC must be concerned and be satisfied that the claims of Goonism meets the jurisdictional threshold. What does this mean? It means that the matter of Goonism falls under genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, or crimes against aggression. On this one, they fail. Goonism does not fall that. Number 2, the court will be asking, does it have the jurisdiction to hear this matter under the rationale temporis rule? They will not, ICC will not admit this. Number 3, the ICC will look whether is it a matter to be referred to the United Nations Security Council. If they find that this is a matter to be addressed at the UN Council, the ICC will not take up that matter. The second provision where the opposition is going to hit a deadlock is the second criteria of the admissibility threshold under Article 17 of the Rome Statute. There are 2 principles: that a case can only be taken up if it meets 2 crucial filters. 1, the principle of complementarity. What does that mean? That ICC is a court of last resort. It will only act as a backup, not meant to replace the domestic courts. So a matter will not be admitted if the domestic courts have power to deal with it. Kenya has criminal courts starting from the magistrates court, that is the RM, SRM, PM, SPM, chief magistrate. It has jurisdiction in the criminal high court. It has courts in the Court of Appeal that deal with the criminal matters. And lastly, the Supreme Court. Have those courts failed to do what they are supposed to do? No. Therefore, the Goon story will not be taken. 2, is the government and the criminal justice system unable to deal with this matter? Remember, the Ocampo issue, the Ocampo 6, Justice Waki gave Kenyan government the option to deal with the offenders in Kenyan courts. Parliament said, we don't, let it go to the ICC. So, has this matter been investigated? Yes. Are there people arrested and taken to court? Yes. Is the DCI still investigating? Yes. Is IPOA still investigating? Yes. Are matters before the competent courts in this Kenya? Yes. So the issue of the goons, however emotive it is, my brothers, my sisters, it will not see the ICC. 3, the third issue is the gravity of this issue. Under Article 17(1)(D), there must be sufficient gravity to justify action by the court in terms of 1, the scale. Here the scale we are looking at the number of victims. How many people have been injured or killed by goons? 2, what is the geographical location? Is it widespread? Number 2, is the nature. Is it specific brutality? Is it a systemic design or types of violations occurring, e.g. widespread sexual violence? Do we have any reports of women who have been abused sexually? Do we have mass murder? Those are the questions that the goon issue will look at. Therefore, the ICC court is normally referred as the court of last resort. Why? This means that the ICC, you cannot walk there and just start saying offenses have been committed. Let us look at Article 7. Why was the ICC case in Kenya admitted? The answer is here. The scale was that the evidence was that 1,133 Kenyans were killed. Have goons killed more than 10 people? We are talking of 1,133 people. The second issue why the ICC admitted the Kenyan case is that 350,000 people were internally displaced. 350,000 people were internally displaced. Have goons displaced anybody from their homes? Do we have IDPs? That is internally displaced people? Do we have IDCs, internally displaced children? Do we have, everybody saw the temporary structures in Rift Valley, in Central, in Nyanza, where people who had been displaced were staying. That is the reason why the ICC came to beacon into this issue. So, in a nutshell, the opposition are doing politics. There can never be an easy way for the ICC to decline the question about Goonism. 3, they have said the president should be taken to the ICC. What is the constitutional architect of the Kenyan security structure? Under Article 245 of the Constitution, the command structure of the police is in the hands of the Inspector General Police. He cannot be ordered by the president. He cannot be directed by anybody other than the DPP pursuant to Article 157. So the responsibility of Kenyans' security in terms of property and life hangs on the IG, not the president. 2, the minister, that is the Minister for Interior, cannot order the Inspector General Police. He can only advise on matters policy. And policy comes from the National Security Council. Therefore, anybody agitating for President William Ruto to go to the ICC needs to understand the law. Legally, the president has no responsibility. Morally and politically, everybody is going for President William Ruto. Court helicopter does not take the moral angle. Court helicopter looks at the law. And we said we took an oath to bring the law. We have brought you the ICC Rome Statute. What offense qualifies to go there? Goons, nothing. 2, who can be taken there? The president will not be taken there. he does not have any constitutional or statutory obligation. 3, are courts in the process? Yes, the Kenyan courts are active dealing with matters. Goods. 5th, are investigative agencies involved in this matter? Yes. The Inspector General of Police, under Article 244, 245, has a creature called the DCI. The DCI is actively investigating and arresting. The National Cohesion is actively investigating, and it has summoned Gachagua, it has summoned Kaluma, it has summoned the MP Kagusha. 3, IPOA, an independent entity, is investigating police officers who misused their guns. Therefore, Court Helicopter brings it to you that any positioning to call for the ICC to come to Kenya is misplaced in law. It is premature. The threshold for Goonism to be admitted as an offense against humanity, against genocide, cannot be taken. What are the remedies for those ones who have lost their relatives? What are the remedies for those ones who have been injured? What are the remedy for those ones who have lost their properties in Goonism? 1, the Kenyan courts. They are operational and they're working. 2, moving to the Constitutional Court. The High Court of Kenya has jurisdiction for provision of compensation. 3, the judicial review of the High Court can make remedies and provide for solutions. Go to the judicial review. Every High Court station in Kenya has a constitutional division and a judicial review. 4th, filing of petitions concerning violations of fundamental rights. People can file petitions. Under Article 3 of the Constitution, everybody has a duty to defend the Constitution. Petitions can be filed to Parliament. Petitions can be filed, but can be taken to the IG. Petitions can be served to government agencies. Petitions can be filed to Kenya Human Rights Commission. 5, moving to the investigative agencies. The police stations are open. You report, investigations are conducted, the files are forwarded to the DPP for the DPP to charge these people. Then we have 7. If the anomalies and injuries have been occasioned by police officers, there is the Independent Police Oversight Authority, IPOA. The chair was approved yesterday in Parliament. The chair is now going to be sworn in. IPOA will deal with police officers who have been involved in this matter. Equally, the DCI, there is a unit called Internal Affairs. You can make a complaint to the Internal Affairs of the DCI for you lodge a complaint to move forward to investigate this matter. 8, the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights. We have the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights. Take the evidence you have. You're not going to be told to pay. The Kenya National Human Rights Commission will take up the matter and prosecute those involved in this matter. If you are dissatisfied with local instruments, we have the African Commission on Human Rights, on Human and People's Rights. You can go to the continental platform and raise these issues at the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. Second last, you can move to the African Court on Human and People's Rights if this matter falls into the African Court. Lastly, here in East Africa, we have what is called the East African Court of Justice. You can walk to Arusha and raise your matter. Is it the right address politically? Yes. So we will not say whether politically it will serve the opposition or it will serve the president and his party. Lastly, what are the legal implications of referring the Kenya to the ICC? The tourism sector of this country is likely to be affected. Two, the employment sector where foreigners are involved is likely to be affected. The effect on the economy is likely to be affected. So we call upon everybody to respect the Constitution of Kenya. If there is any evidence, report that evidence to the relevant investigative agencies and prosecutorial agencies. We know very many will not be happy with the position court helicopters taken. We are apolitical. We remain firm, and we will bring you the law as it is without fear or favor, because that is the Rome Statute, that is the Constitution of Kenya, and that is the international law. From Court Helicopter, Wakili Danstan Omari. We thank Vivian for having done this research from the ICC portal. Thank you.